everybody, it's Megan. As always, I hope all of you are doing well. Today we are going to be going over a topic that is titled the 3 worst Louis Vuitton everyday bags to buy. The reason I'm going over this one is basically because in case you are looking for an everyday Louis Vuitton bag, I definitely don't recommend these ones. And I really want to preface this by saying I love the bags that I'm about to show you. I just really don't recommend them for everyday use. And the reason I don't recommend them is basically based on 2 factors. Comfort and the fact that they're not very carefree. Obviously, it doesn't need to be the most carefree bag in the world, but if you're considering it as an everyday bag, you are going to want it to be mostly carefree. So before we get into it, I'm going to throw out there, as I typically do, in case you have not joined my YouTube luxury community, kindly invite you to do so by clicking on that subscribe button you see located right down there below on your screen, and also by clicking that notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. So I really just want to put this out there. The 3 bags that I'm going to show you, I really, and I do mean really, I think you get the point, enjoy, because they are so beautiful, they are so amazing to look at, they are so amazing to wear. But again, they're just not the greatest options to buy as an everyday bag. As a matter of fact, the bags that I'm about to show you, I would really put them in the category of adding into your collection to wear every so often, just not on an everyday basis. I hope that makes sense. So the first bag I'm going to show you is the one that you saw in the thumbnail. I adore it. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's classy. I could go on and on and on. The Coussin PM. Now, some of you may be familiar with this gorgeous bag, and if you are, you may know what I'm about to say. First and foremost, this bag is absolutely gorgeous. I could go on and on. I won't. I'll hold myself back, even though I think it's so gorgeous. But I will say this, if you are interested in the Coussin PM, I did do a detailed review, which I will link right up here and in the description box below. In that very detailed video, I went over the pros, I went over the cons, I showed you guys mod shots. I happened to notice in that video, within the comment section where I did the mod shots, some of you were asking me, how did I wear this beautiful, delicate bag against denim? The answer was quite simple. When I wear light colored bags like this and I choose to wear it with denim, I never take it out in very hot sun, I never take it out in the rain, and I never take it out in the humidity. The reason why is I've found, it just makes sense, that if you're going to wear denim and it has any amount of moisture in it, that moisture is going to definitely be more prone to transfer color onto a lighter colored bag like this. Now, this does feature the beautiful lambskin leather, which does make it fall into pretty much of a non-carefree bag. Another thing with the Coussin PM, besides the delicate lambskin leather, most of these Coussin bags do come in lighter colors, and that's just going to make it more prone to what? Color transfer, that's for sure. So the combination of the fact that this bag is prone to color transfer, you got to really keep a watchful eye over it. And it does have this lambskin leather, which again, you're going to have to keep a very watchful eye over it. I definitely just would not recommend buying this for an everyday luxury bag. Again, you're going to want your luxury bag to be somewhat carefree. Now, I will say, I mentioned earlier in the video that comfort has a lot to do with everyday bags. This is definitely a very comfortable bag, so I do give it that. But again, because it does have this lambskin leather, you guys, it's really just not an optimal choice to have as an everyday bag. But if you are interested in getting a bag to keep a watchful eye on and to wear a few times to several times a month, I definitely would recommend it. I have no regrets with this purchase. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and I definitely look forward to using it a lot more in the future. The next bag I'm going to show you is another one that I adore so very much. I've actually owned it for about 4 or 5 years. I just don't recommend it as an everyday bag. I am speaking of the beautiful, you're going to hear me say that a lot, it's beautiful, gorgeous, that's how I feel about these bags, is what it is. Alma PM. Now, some of you may be wondering, why would I not consider this to be a good everyday bag? Well, I did mention that everyday bags should be very comfortable, and they should also be very carefree. Now, obviously, this has the carefree factor going on, but it doesn't have the comfortable factor going on, which you really need for an everyday bag. And now some of you may be saying, what are you talking about? It looks very comfortable. Well, when Louis Vuitton designed this bag, they did design find it to be a tote style bag. And as gorgeous as this bag is, if you are to use it as an everyday bag and you're going out, say you're going shopping, say you're running errands, saying you're meeting a friend for Starbucks, a coffee shop, something like that, and you're constantly using one arm to carry this bag, that's going to leave you with only one arm to carry other items. That's why when it comes to an everyday bag, I guess I should just put this out there. A bag should really have the versatility to be worn multiple ways. So when you think of a tote style bag like this, you could also think of the classic Speedy, which is why I would definitely recommend a Speedy bandolier version, because that can be worn over the shoulder, cross body, gives you the options to wear the bag hands free. Now this is very important to know. If you wanted to, you could definitely attach a strap right here and right here on the bag, kind of like the Alma BB, no, exactly like the Alma BB actually. What I've noticed when I try to wear this bag that way is this bag does kind of, you know, carry a lot of size to it. And because it has a lot of size, it's going to be quite bulky on the body. And because it's bulky on the body, I really just don't recommend wearing it that way. If you were to wear it that way, I would think that over the shoulder would be the best, but definitely not cross body, because it is going to be so big, and because of the structure on the bottom, it's going to stick out that much. Here we have the Alma PM with the demi ribbon strap that came with my Speedy bandolier, and as you guys can see, it really does stick out on my body, and that's really because of the shape underneath the bag. It's just very, very bulky, to say the least. I find that the best way to wear this bag, showstopper way to wear this bag, is as it came, tote style. It stands out so very beautifully. So I guess I could definitely put the classic Speedy in the category of not the best everyday bag to buy, just because you don't have that hands-free option going on. Again, when we're thinking of everyday bags, we really need to take into consideration that there are many times where we need to carry things in our hands, and we're just not able to do that when we're constantly holding this bag like this, or holding it under the wrist like this. And another thing I should point out, yes, this bag is so very pretty, so very gorgeous, but if you were to put items inside and you're carrying it with one arm, it is going to get a little bit heavy. Obviously, that's really going to depend on how much you pack inside of this bag. But again, I just cannot recommend this bag as an everyday bag. I really would detour away from it. Obviously, it's just my personal opinion. It's a gorgeous bag though. Now, the last bag I'm going to show you guys is actually going to be 2-in-1, because really the point that I'm going to make with this bag is going to transfer over into another bag. And you'll see what I'm speaking of. I am talking about the gorgeous, beautiful, I enjoy it so very much, just not for an everyday bag. This beautiful OnTheGo GM. And the other bag that I was speaking about that's very, very comparable, that I thought to myself, how do I choose between both of these, is going to be the Neverfull GM, which is a wonderful bag. But both of these bags, as you can see, are very, very huge for Louis Vuitton. I do believe both of these are the biggest bags that Louis Vuitton carries within their fashion house. As much as I love this OnTheGo GM, as much as I love the Neverfull GM, I love it so much that I actually have it in the demi band as well. I really love using those bags for travel because of the size. Let me go ahead and show you why I really consider these to be travel bags and not everyday bags. They're gorgeous, they're beautiful, as you can see, but also as you can see, this specific one, this OnTheGo GM, it really does have a lot of structure to it. And because it does have that structure, it's going to hold quite a bit of weight when you put items inside. And I'll mention that further along in the video. Now, a pro that's great about this bag is the strap drop length. I love it with the GM. I don't know why they decided to make the MM strap shorter, because it's wonderful with this bag. But yes, as you guys can see, it really is a large, very, very big, huge bag to wear on an everyday basis. This is a very, very big bag, as you guys can see. Now, I know a lot of you guys are familiar with the fact that the Neverfull GM can be cinched in, and if you cinch it in, it is going to be more of a MM style. The only problem with cinching this bag in and using it as an everyday bag is it goes back to that comfort thing that we were talking about, right? So both of these bags are going to carry weight. The more items you put inside, the heavier these bags are going to get. And when you wear it, so cute, I love it like this, cinched in, you are going to notice that to get inside of the bag, it's just not going to be the same situation as the Neverfull MM. If you really like the style of the OnTheGo, if you really like the style of the Neverfull, it's just a great idea to size down a little bit for everyday use, because the MM size of either bag is going to carry a lot of items. Here is an example of the Neverfull MM, and you guys can see the MM size is definitely a great size for new mommies to use as a diaper bag. It's going to fit a ton, but if you do decide to go up to the GM size, please be aware that it is a very, very huge bag. Yes, it is. And I guess I'll just reiterate myself, I love these bags, you guys. I enjoy them thoroughly, but because I do humbly say have a very extensive collection with Louis Vuitton, I do use them on particular occasions. Mostly when I'm doing travel within the state of California and I want to bring a lot of items with me, I choose between this one or I choose between this one. Based on my experience with using these beautiful bags, I can definitely let you guys know that they are very noticeable when you wear them. And that in itself might be considered a con to wearing as an everyday bag. The fact that it is so noticeable, I think you guys can tell when you wear this bag. I guess you could say with the OnTheGo GM, Neverfull GM, and also the Alma PM, it really does come down to comfort. Whereas with the Coussin PM, that bag is just not the most carefree bag in the world. As a matter of fact, I would say it is the least carefree bag in my collection. For me to go as far as to say that, that's saying a lot. But I will say this as well. I love that bag. And I love all of the bags that I did show you. So that's going to be what I consider to be the 3 worst. I hate to use the word worst, but yes, worst Louis Vuitton everyday bags to buy. In the very near future, I'll be doing the best Louis Vuitton everyday bags to buy. Also, here's a great one. I would love to know from you. What would you consider to be the worst? This is a great question. What would you consider to be the worst Louis Vuitton bag to buy as an everyday bag? I'd love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions. I'm a Louis Vuitton lover and I love to hear your guys' thoughts. I love to hear your perspective. Please let me know what you consider to be the worst choice for an everyday Louis Vuitton bag. Also, any other comments or questions, please do leave those in the comment section below. I say it all the time. I mean it all the time. I love hearing from you. All right, you guys, now's the time within the video where I'm going to completely transition topics as I typically do, from speaking about luxury to speaking about something that's definitely more insightful, meaningful, and inspirational. The topic of today's inspiration is going to be the danger in distraction. I think it's very safe to say that we all like to set goals. We all like to prioritize what we're doing in our life to become the very best version of ourselves that we could possibly be. Obviously, God is going to be very, very proud of you when you try to be a better version of yourself. Obviously, God is going to be very, very proud of you when you set out goals to achieve for yourself that are going to elevate you in your life. Although God may be very, very proud of you for whatever it is that you're trying to achieve in your life to become better, there is another source that just doesn't want you to get there, and that is going to be the enemy. And when you are trying to elevate, when you are trying to be a better version of yourself and just really climb the ladder, say in the career path, whatever it is to better yourself, the enemy is not going to like that. So what he'll do is he'll basically try to send distractions into your life. And distractions can come in the form of your thought life. We must always be on guard in our thought life. It is so important. I cannot even emphasize how important it is to wake up every day in the right mindset. If you do not start your day in the right mindset, your day can basically go off in any type of negative direction that it wants to go. When you wake up in the morning, it's so important to make that connection with God. If you could just take 30 seconds to 1 minute of your time when you wake up fresh from sleep, refreshed, feeling so good, and just thank God for the day and tell him that no matter what situation, what person, what thing comes across your path that is negative, you are going to make the conscious choice to not let it steal your peace. That is so very key to living a peaceful life. We must make that agreement with God at the very start of the day. Another thing we should be very, very cautious about is social media in general. Obviously, social media can offer a lot of goodness. Obviously, we know that. Where there is light, there is always going to be a darkness, unfortunately. Basically, the biggest danger in social media and distractions is the fact that it takes us away from God. A lot of people think, well, you know, God sets out all these rules and God is stern, this, that, this. He does it really like a parent sets out rules. And obviously, a good parent loves their their children and they want their children to have a very good life. It's the same way with God, except God is magnified to a level that we cannot even comprehend. We truly are just so very loved by Him. So when you're going through your day, please try to be on guard for distractions, because the enemy doesn't want to see you happy. No, he doesn't. Knowledge really is power. Please hold on to the light that exists within you. Remember that you are made in God's image. You have Jesus's light that was raised from the dead living inside of you. How powerful is that? That's another thing the enemy just doesn't want you to know. But when you make the choice every single morning to stay close to God and not allow things to steal your peace, it's going to make it that much easier to stay in tune with the light of God that does exist within your spirit. I would just say for all of us to try to stay away from any type of negative social media that exists, because there definitely is a dark side to it. And also to just try our best to not get distracted with, I know I mentioned social media, but also simple things like watching too much TV, watching too many movies. All of these things really can take the focus off of what we are trying to achieve. And obviously it's going to prevent us, put a wall up from us having that connection with Jesus Christ that we so need to be able to be living the happiest, most peaceful and prosperous life possible, which we do deserve according to God. And distractions really are just that. They are distractions. It's just so important to not allow those distractions into our thought life, because the main goal of those distractions is to keep us off course from achieving whatever it is we want to achieve and to become the best versions of ourselves that we want to be. God wants you happy. God wants you achieving whatever it is positive that you're trying to achieve in your life. And He also wants you to be on guard, to wear your spiritual armor every single day to make sure you achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve that's positive. So that's what I have to say on the topic of the dangers and distractions. Any comments or questions, please do leave those in the comment section below. Also, any comments or questions on what I consider to be the 3 worst. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm being so negative. I'm not usually so negative on my channel, but I'm just being honest. But the 3 worst Louis Vuitton everyday bags to buy. Also, if you guys have a different bag that you would consider to be the worst Louis Vuitton everyday bag, please do leave that bag in the comment section below. I said it before. I'm curious to know. I'd love to know what you guys think. So that is going to be it. I'm very excited about my next video. My little baby bunny Brownie told me, "Mommy, I have not been in one of your videos in a very long time and I want to see my friends again." So I said, "Brownie, of course you can." So in the next video, you guys, Brownie has to make an appearance, is what it is. So if you didn't make it to the end of this video, of course, I greatly thank you. Until my next, I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Bye.